What's up, everybody? My name is Dell. This is Dell on Movies. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you've been here before, thanks for hanging out with me again. And today I got another challenge video. This time the challenge was put out there by Mega Mike, the Movie Man. I'll definitely leave a link to his original video in the description, and I'll probably show his picture up here somewhere, or at least the link to his channel. Mike put out this challenge at the beginning of the month. He's asking us to pick one movie for each letter in the word November. So basically a movie for N, a movie for O, a movie for V, so on and so forth. The difference here is that he did put out some rules. The difference here is, first, because October's over, he said, no more horror movies. We're done with horror, and I agree with that. We're done with horror, at least as far as the challenge goes. I might still watch one on my own, but as far as this challenge goes, no horror movies. And then he said this is the holiday season, so guys, this is going to have to do with family, friendship, or thankfulness in some way, and I have no problem with that at all. The last rule is a little fudgy. He said he didn't use any words that started, any movies, excuse me, that started with the or something like that. I know I've got one here right off the bat. So with that in mind, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. And the first movie that I'm going to talk about, of course, is the letter N. And I'm going with the first movie, though you could go with the second movie just as well, and that is The Nutty Professor. And it's definitely all about family. Of course, we meet Sherman Klump here in the middle, played by Eddie Murphy, and he's the scientist, and he's unhappy with the way he looks and comes up with this whole formula and creates buddy love. It's the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde story, just done a little bit differently. Of course, it's a kind of a remake to the Jerry Lewis Nutty Professor. Really fun times, both movies. They crack me up hilariously, and there are some great family scenes, especially around the dinner table in both movies. Next is the letter O, and this one has more to do with friendship, and it is Jack Nicholson in the lead, one of his most acclaimed roles, and this is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And he's put into an insane asylum, pretty much, and he just forms a bond with the guys in there, and it's just a really great movie about friendship, and lots of tension, because there is a villain in there, Nurse Ratched, if you're unfamiliar with that. But yeah, definitely check out One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Next is the letter V, and I'm getting next and nest mixed all up here, so let's just move on to the letter V. So for that one, I'm gonna go with the original, and this was maybe a fudge, maybe a little bit of a cheat, because the words National Lampoons come in front of it. But if that bothers you, you can go with the reboot, I guess you would call it, Vacation. But I'm going with the original National Lampoon's Vacation. And National Lampoon is one of those, I never really count that in the title. So Vacation for me, Chevy Chase and his family on a cross-country trip trying to get to Wally World. It's kind of like Disney World. It's just one of the funniest movies of all time. And look for when Christmas times roll around, we'll talk more about one of the sequels for sure. But that's my pick for V, National Lampoon's Vacation. Or like I said, if that bothers you, Mike, or anybody else, use the reboot, or with the one came out a few years ago with Vacation. It's not a great movie, but I did have some laughs, and Chris Hemsworth steals the show in that one. For the first letter E, another one that has to do with family, pretty much, and along with some other things, definitely some other themes going on, but I'm going with Easy A. That's Emma Stone. She's a young girl. She's a virgin in high school, and kind of tries to fake that she's not. I'm not going to go too much into detail on that, but definitely check it out. It's a good, definitely good movie. She's got a really supportive family in this movie. Stanley Tucci is the dad, and I'm looking because I'm drawing a blank on who plays mom. It is not listed on the back of here, but that's all right. I'll put that up here because I know I should know off the top of my head. But Easy A is my pick for the first letter E. Next is a movie that is a little different from the rest. I had to get some action in here. This movie is about a friendship between the main character and the little girl, and he has to defend. He's really a bodyguard for this family and this little girl, and something goes wrong with her. She gets She gets taken and he springs into action, and that's Denzel Washington in Man on Fire. If you've not seen this, this is Denzel. It is he's really in full-blown action mode come the end of this movie. This is what The Equalizer, his scenes in this is what The Equalizer would be like if he were younger when he made that movie. Let's move on to the letter B. The letter B, again, is about both family and friendship and hip-hop, so it's a winner in my book, and that is Beat Street. And we even got some holidays in there. This might come up next month when we're talking more about Christmas movies too, but it's definitely a hood classic. So Beat Street is my pick for the letter B. The second letter E, going with another one that has to do with friendship, an adoptive family, because they really take in the main character gets adopted by the family in the movie, and that is Edward Scissorhands. You get a love story. We definitely get some thankfulness in there. And I know some people kind of hate on this movie, but I really enjoy Edward Scissorhands, one of my favorite Tim Burton flicks. And finally, for the letter R, is another family movie, but also a gangster movie, and stars amazingly Tom Hanks, who's not known for gangster movies, but he's a gangster here, and that is Road to Perdition. And he's a mob enforcer, and he basically sees something or decides to do something that he shouldn't have done, and he winds up on the run with just his son after the rest of his family gets killed. And Jude Law is the enforcer that's sent after him, and it's definitely the scariest role Jude Law has ever played. And it's definitely a great father-son movie. But that's my entry into Mega Mike's November challenge. I really had a fun time doing it. Again, I'm going to link his video down in the description. And if you like challenge videos, you can check out a bunch more of them. I'm going to put a playlist up over here. And that's all I have for you guys on this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.